Hey, this is Juice from Juice Pop Happy Hour, bringing you After Hours, and this is number 4. We just finished our 4th podcast earlier today, and it's a very good podcast. I would highly recommend that you guys check it out. We had a very special guest on the show, a very good friend of mine since high school, and he's the most interesting man in the world. Just put it like that. Basically, this podcast, of course, we did the cigars and the comics, but we really wanted to get my friend on the show because he's leaving in a couple days for another adventure around the world. He's a world traveler, a vagabond of sorts. He has been to Europe backpacking, came back home. That was just to get his feet wet, and then he went again to stay in a monastery in Sri Lanka, backpacked up through India, came back home, took his motorcycle across the country, did some work, came back, and now he's going on a bicycle ride through Africa. So, I mean, he has some very interesting stories, and we want to really get his word out about it and the message that he has to send to everyone. So, you know, if you're interested at all in traveling the world, definitely listen to this podcast. Of course, you know, I would want you guys to listen to our section 2 with the comics and cigars. We had a medal ceremony for cigars tonight since we just finished our 4th one for the month. We did a ranking and we came up with an honorable mention, a bronze medal, silver medal, gold medalist. But I mean, tonight's podcast was mainly just focusing on my friend's message. And I'll put a link down so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. He has his own website with tons of pictures, tons of blog entries. It's just amazing, the things. I mean, just to give you a rundown, he's been to the base camp of Mount Everest. He's a dive master now, an instructor that he got certified in Katao in Thailand, I believe. And he's swam with whale sharks, bull sharks. Yeah, I mean, you name it, he's pretty much done it. So we really want to get him on the show before he leaves in a couple days for his bicycle ride through Africa. And I really want everyone to listen to this one. So I guess I'll go ahead and get started with the overall review of the podcast. Besides it being awesome, tonight we did the 5 Vegas Freedom Blend, which was pretty much what I was expecting from the cigar. If you watch my last video, you'll see that it's a 7-inch 52 ring Pennsylvania broadleaf Maduro wrapper with Nicaraguan long filler tobacco, and it's a very simple cigar. I mean, I won't smoke another one, but for tonight it was enjoyable just because it wasn't complex and we could listen to my friend's tales. So about the 5 Vegas blend, Freedom Blend, pretty much it had a little bit of spice. I definitely put it at a medium flavor. It had a little bit of spice from, you know, the first to about halfway point, and then that kind of died out for me a little bit, and the coffee espresso taste kind of took over. And other than that, it wasn't really anything memorable about it. And my friend actually on the show, he's Thor, but you'll see his real name at the bottom of this. His cigar, he had the same one we did, me and Plop, and his cigar actually started getting a lot of tar at the end, on the tip, or the head of the cigar, and it left a real bitter taste in his mouth, and he only got just over halfway before he put it down. It wasn't a good cigar by itself. The only thing enjoyable about it was the experience we had with a good friends of mine, Thor and Plop. So the 5 Vegas Freedom Blend, I think we only gave it a 5.2 out of 10. It didn't look good. My wrapper blew up on me. It was nasty looking. The taste was not complex at all. It didn't really have a lot of smell to it. When you first lit it up, the draw was super hard, like sucking through an Arby's milkshake straw. And it finally opened up a little bit, but it was just, So that was the 5.2. And I'll go ahead and run down our medal winners. We did 4 of them, and 4th place honorable mention because there are no losers. We have the 5 Vegas Freedom Blend with a 5.2 out of 10 rating, followed by the Padilla Miami Oscuro Limitada. That is the bronze medal winner with a 6.8 out of 10. Silver medal winner is the Herencia Cubana CORE with an 8.6 out of 10. And I keep looking down at my sheet I have right here with all the rankings. And nope, I lied. Silver medal goes to the Cohiba Extra Vigoroso, 7 out of 10. And the gold medal is the Herencia Cubana CORE with an 8.6 out of 10, which was a very, very good smoke. Highly recommend it. And also, we covered some news in this podcast coming out. I'm sure everyone's already heard about it. With Resident Evil 6 coming out, you can check out the trailer. The trailer looks awesome. Twisted Metal. This is from director David Jaffe, which he said he originally did not want an online pass for the game, and he still doesn't, but it's kind of out of his control, and there's going to be an online pass for Twisted Metal. So that was against his wishes, but again, he can't really do anything about it. And then also for Skyrim, there's some patches that came out, which all the game information I'm giving you can be found at Game Informer. They have put some patches out for the PC. It's being tested, and hopefully that'll be out for the consoles pretty soon. And it fixes a lot of stuff. So go to Game Informer and check out everything that it fixes, because there's just too many to list right now. So moving on, we did comics, and I'll just go ahead and get started with that. Alright, Juice and Plop's pick of the week, by far, Batman number 5, Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo. In this issue, Batman is in a maze, and he's just, his mind is out of control. Excuse me. It's been days without sleep, food, the water that he's drinking he thinks might be contaminated or poisoned with some type of hallucinogen. All his gadgets are gone. His eyepieces are missing. He has just a scruffy looking face, so the art in this kind of fits what he's going through very well. And then also, very interesting with this book is it kind of puts the reader in the same mindset, because you're reading the book normally, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, you have to turn the book 90 degrees and read it from top to bottom. And then you're reading it, and then you have to turn the book again 90 degrees, and now you're reading the book backwards. And me and Plop both got confused, and it just goes to show that Scott Snyder kind of knew what he was doing with this and took the reader, like an interactive comic, he let the reader understand the mind trip that Batman's going through with being chased by Talon through the maze. And I mean, he's seeing Who's Nation, he sees his parents in it, and they end up like rotting away in his arms. He sees all these coffins with kids and other assassins, and it's a very good book. And I said this on a podcast, but I really hope that Scott Snyder does some more things like this, not necessarily, having to flip the book around to read it and all that, but I hope there's other things that he can do to get the reader, interacting with the comic a little bit more than just standard flip the page, read it, look at the pretty pictures. So Batman number 5, pick of the week, a definite must-have. Next we have Wonder Woman number 5. Like I said, I've been really liking this series. This issue right here happens to be probably the weakest one so far. And in this, we are introduced to Poseidon and Apollo, and someone that claims to be Diana, Wonder Woman's brother. And waiting to see what's going to happen with that. Overall, it was still good. It's just there wasn't any action. Here we have Princess Diana, Wonder Woman, in her street clothes, and all of a sudden something happens, and she rips off all her street clothes, and she's in the Wonder Woman outfit and jumps off a bridge, and then she talks to Poseidon, who, if you close your eyes and picture Poseidon, usually he has like the gold crown, the big beard, a trident, huge guy looking thing. Not in this book. He doesn't look anything like that. See the cover right here? This is Poseidon, a big fish looking thing. I didn't really like it. And also Apollo in it, when he shows up, there's something about his head I didn't like. It's like, I know they were trying to make some type of mask or a head that looked like the sun or gave off that impression of fire, but to me it just looked dumb. So I was kind of disappointed in some of the representations of the gods in here, but overall it was a good issue. I think next issue will pick up more on this man who claims to be Wonder Woman's brother, and some more interaction with Poseidon and Apollo and Hera. So still good series, just not as good as the other ones. Alright, from Marvel we have Avenging Spider-Man number 3. This is just a fun comic. I mean, nothing serious. It's, you know, it's just fun to have around, fun to read. The art in it is very vibrant, it's very good. I think they do a great job writing Spider-Man with his little smart alecky comments and all that good stuff. But in this one, the Red Hulk in issue 2 was stabbed and left for dead. Well, he's the Red Hulk, and you just can't stab him and, you know, leave him for dead. He's going to come back, so that's what he does. But it happens to be Spider-Man that bests this King Warrior, whatever his name is, and the way he does it is kind of funny and gimmicky, you know, just something that I really didn't expect at first, and just read the comic and find out. Because overall, it's a good series. It's just fun to have. It's relaxing, you know, nothing deep. It's just pretty pictures, and it's just fun. Spider-Man. Let's see. Next we have. I got all my comics out of order here. Bear with me as I go through them all. Alright, here we go. Moon Knight. Sorry, I got last week's comic still sitting here. Moon Knight number 9. My partner Plop finally got a hold of all his Moon Knights and read all 9 of them last night, and he really likes it. This series is pretty good. It's Moon Knight, and in this issue, he kind of is confronted by the cops, and I think his name's Count Nefarious, which I could be wrong because I get pretty bad with names until I go back and recheck. So he's kind of bested by him, and he's still having this little multiple personality thing where, you know, the Cap is saying, you know, sometimes the best course of action is to retreat so you can fight another day, and Wolverine's in his head just saying, kill them, just kill them all, and Spider-Man is just, you know, being Spider-Man, just saying just random dumb things. But in this, I think Echo ends up getting shot, and Moon Knight flees. So, I mean, it's a pretty good series so far. I like it, and Bendis is on it, and he writes pretty good stuff. I like him, and yeah, definitely check it out. And then Uncanny X-Men number 5, which, again, this was a pretty good week in comics overall. I mean, there's not one comic I read that I didn't like. So here we go, Uncanny X-Men number 5. This was more about a secret that Psylocke had, and I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, Psylocke. About a secret that she had on how this biodome of sorts was formed and created, and what led to the creation of it, and she reveals it to Magneto. So here we go, Psylocke knows what's going on, and she reveals it to Magneto, and he tells her that her secret is safe as long as she didn't leave any anything that can trace it back to her. So go ahead, read it, find out how this little miniature biodome was created and all that good stuff. So, and it also ties in with I think X-Force and Wolverine and the X-Men. So Angel has a part in it, Apocalypse has a part in it, Psylocke has a huge part in it, and Magneto now knows her secret. So I don't think I'm forgetting any. Let me run down this real quick. Nope, that's it for comics. So pick of the week, Batman #5, very good. And again, next week we start a new group of 4 cigars for January shipment from Cigars International, the Cigar of the Month Club. It will be, I can't remember the names of them, but we'll have 4 more that we'll do, and we'll go ahead and rate all those. And at the end of the 4th podcast, we will rate them just like I did tonight, given the bronze, silver, gold medal, and yeah, hopefully a little midnight cocktail. Definitely check out this podcast tonight, and if not for us, listen to what Thor has to say. And you can get a hold of him at natemuri.com. That's NATEMURI.com. He has his own blog. He updates. You can Facebook him. He's the only Nate Muri, the one and only Nate Muri on Facebook. And he accepts all friend requests just because he wants people to experience what he's experiencing. And it's great. It's awesome. So listen to what he has to say. I'll put a link down at the bottom of this to his website that he has, his blog, and you can get a hold of him through there. He does reply. Some of the places he travels, he won't be able to get back to you right away just because the way he travels, he's not staying in luxury hotels with internet connection. I mean, he travels and he submerses himself in the culture. He wears what the locals wear, eats what the locals eat, talks like the locals. He's all about that. And when he does travel, he takes everything that he owns on his back. So, very interesting. Check out the pictures, at least on his blog. They're amazing. And also, I'll put a link down to Game Informer so you can check out all the news that I just gave you about Skyrim, Twisted Metal, David Jaffe, the director from Twisted Metal, not won the online pass, but it's going to be there. And yeah, it was very interesting night. It's a long podcast. I think it went like 2 hours and 40 minutes, but there was just so much to say and talk about. It's just, wow, that's all I have to say. Also, my birthday's coming up in a couple days, 25th January, Wednesday, and Plop, being the great guy he is, I just got to show this to you. Got me a couple things, which if you like cigars, you know exactly what I mean when I say Padron 1964, right there. Got me 3 of these. Can't wait to smoke them. Can't wait till Wednesday because that's when I'm lighting it up. And this is my favorite cigar ever, all time. So 1964, Padron 1964. Oh, I wish I had time tonight to light this one up, but I don't. So, thank you again, Plop. Awesome. I was not expecting it at all. So, can't wait till Wednesday. And, yep, that's all it was tonight. It was just a blast with Plop and a very good friend of mine, Thor. And it was just, check it out. Please check it out. Leave feedback on it. Get a hold of him. Get a hold of us. I know you guys are out there listening to our podcast. We have over 400 downloads. Show some love. That's all I'm asking. And until next time, take it easy.